Hey guys, welcome back to our vodcast, We Have Thoughts. This is our second annual mid-season report card, and we are now talking about dramas. Drama!
I'm a little worried.
I'm a little worried too. It's
I don't know.
So...
We had a hard time picking dramas that we both cover.
Or
so...
both like enough to talk. Well,
like enough. Yeah, like enough, because I've given some things some bad grades.
Yeah, so
it's okay.
Sorry, it's going to be an interesting day.
Okay.
So the thing we're going to first start off with, because I kind of insisted upon it, is Dexter. Oh my god!
Yay! Cookie time!
We're getting a cookie.
Yay!
Actual literal cookie, guys.
So you clearly spent a lot of time catching up so that we could talk about Dexter. So
yeah.
I've talked about it a lot, so you should just go.
Go at it. Dexter is a show that last year you and I were both so bummed out by, which sounds... It is what it is. It's one of the shows that was so great. And then, you know, I was actually... I know people had problems after season 4 and didn't like season 5. I actually liked season 5. My problem started in season 6. Most specifically, some of the icky, incesty stuff, which really should have just stopped in that season. But whatever. You know, this season really rebounded. From the premiere on, there was not an episode that I watched where I was like, oh, God, what are they doing with the show? I mean, there was a couple moments where I was just like, really, we're going down that path again? Specifically with the Deb and Dexter stuff, because...
Well, they had to resolve it.
Yeah.
You can't just let it hang.
It could have been resolved by her without dragging him into it.
It could have been.
I understand what they did, and it actually was interesting to see what they did.
Yeah,
but it was also a reminder.
I actually liked the fact that she dragged him into it because of what it then did for him making the decision later in the season. I feel, not for the fact, not saying that he returns feelings of in love, but he clearly loves her more than he's ever loved anyone. He said it in season 1 that if there's one person that he loves, it's Deborah.
Right.
So
of course.
To me, then that's perfectly set up. Of course, he would choose her in the end.
Right.
So
no, it was one of those things where it's just it was an enjoyable season. I was so happy it was good again. I was just really, you know, I did watch a lot of it this week, and I was just really enjoyed it. And it wasn't like, oh, fine, I've got to watch more, let's do this, which is how it ended up being towards the end of last season. This season I actually enjoyed it. It was intriguing, and I'm very interested by what they've done with the end. Like, I'm very interested to see where they go next season, if next season is the last.
Well, I think it has, I mean, I think they have to stick to the last, because I think now they've set up, it's not really about Dexter anymore. I mean, it is, obviously, but it's also now about what he's done to the people around him, especially, you know, Deborah. And honestly, that's part of why I liked this season as much as I did. And I would have given it an A, except for a few little things, mostly that I really wanted Dexter to be the one to kill Lewis, and I was completely unsatisfied. Even though I really wanted Lewis to die, I wanted Dexter to do it. So, like, that to me was just like a bummer. But I looked at this season, I mean, I know we do say we grade against itself, but I really looked at the season because it's not just a mid-season, because it was the full season when we sat down to grade this. I looked at it as like, what if I was coming in brand new? Or what if I was coming in having given up last year, 2 years ago, whatever? How would I enjoy this? And I think that because they reinvigorated it, they still gave you enough where, you know, because Deb found out for the first time, it took us back to where we were in season 1, where we had to get used to the fact that we had to be okay with him being a serial killer, because she was. And there were little moments of like, oh my God, Deb, just, who cares? Or, you know, because we've gotten there. But I like that. I like what that brought up, because it shows, like, look how much we've attached ourselves to this character. And I really loved what they did with Hannah. I thought that relationship, I really want to see her come back in season 8. I've said it before, like, I think that relationship was unlike any other relationship he's ever had on the show, in a way that I didn't think they'd ever find a real way to do.
Right.
So I think just for that aspect alone, being able to, this late in the game, do something so new and unique was great. I would have liked it, I think, a little better if in the end Dexter was also the one to take out LaGuardia.
See, and I liked it better than he wasn't.
I go back and forth. Like, I like that Deborah in the end chose her brother the way that he chose his sister, because, like, I think, you know, if you want to play the whole family above anything else or whatever card, it's very true to that bond. but it does change her a lot because it will probably destroy her, and it will probably really change what's going to happen next year and make it a little bit more about her. Whereas if he had done it, he always does it, and and she came around and was okay with it, and was actually at one point this season asking him to take someone out. So I thought if anything, if he did it, it would just be, and that's I think why they didn't do it. It would just be another thing. It wouldn't be as obviously heart-wrenching for so many viewers or for the characters. But I also just had so many seasons of me wanting him to kill her anyway. So, and I like Lauren, don't get me wrong, she's a good actress, but that character was rough. So because of the fact that they, like, this season, forget season 6 and our criticisms, but this season answered so many long running threads. Yeah. That's partially why I graded it as high as I did, just because there were so many things that it didn't have to do yet. It could have done at the very end, and some shows would have waited until the very last minute.
People thought this was the last season. Like, not us.
No,
viewers.
I know, but what I mean is, like, but the writers obviously have a plan, and I like that their plan is not to drag things out. There were things this season that I thought, wow, I was interested enough to watch that for a few more episodes. Right. But they weren't going to drag it out. They know, they know the value of getting in emotionally and getting out and letting you sit with it. So I was really, really happy with the season. I think it's my favorite season overall now.
Really?
Which is why I was like, I would have given it an A if not for a few more things. But yeah.
Okay.